I was good at it. I got to see the world. But when it got to the point where I didn't like waking up in the morning and going to work, that's when I said I'm done. It's probably 60-40, 60% of the guys cleaning pools out there are unlicensed and are installing pumps, heaters, filters, lights, all that stuff. I think the just misconception is clear water isn't clean water.
Was anybody killed?
No, I'm lucky.
Thank God.
I'm lucky that I could have been sued.
Michael, thanks so much for joining me, man. Appreciate you being here.
Oh, I appreciate you having me.
So we'll dive in. We'll do some questions. And, today's really all about how we could help serve other business owners, right? I want to hear about Catalina Pools. I want to hear about your experience starting the company and, your story. And I think it'd be good. Like, how did you get into the pool business?
Well, my family, I got into the pool business through my family. My grandfather started the business 72 years ago, so 1954.
Holy cow, your family's been in pools for 72 years?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Here in Arizona?
No, I started out in San Diego, California.
Nice.
Actually, my grandfather had the first pool building license in Southern California.
Whoa.
He did all sorts of crazy projects. I don't know if you're familiar with the Hotel Del in San Diego.
Yeah.
So we did that and a lot of the universities.
I love San Diego. It's my favorite place. The climate's like the best of anywhere in the world.
No, it's amazing. Just a little cost prohibitive to live there.
Yeah. What part of San Diego did you live in?
I grew up in La Mesa.
Okay, cool.
So
my cousin lives there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I grew up in La Mesa and then kind of bounced around after college and stuff.
Nice.
My family has been doing it since 54. My dad heavily involved until about 2000, 2001. And then I got involved in high school working for my dad. And then once I got older, got a lot more involved. Project management. They had a retail store. So I ran the retail store and, stuff like that.
Nice.
And then, my dad said, it's time for me to retire. And at the time he was going to close up. And I was like, no. I love this. And just right when the internet was coming to fruition. And I'm like, well, I was working on starting.
This is 2001?
Yeah, 2000, 2001, if I remember.
You guys survived Y2K?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. My parents were all into that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, if you're interested, I'll sell it to you. And everyone thought, oh, your parents gave you this or whatever.
Sure.
No, went to the SBA. Actually, I went through a SCORE program, which is a program that SBA puts on that teaches you how to write a business plan,
Cool.
Develop funding for a business.
Yeah.
So it was free. It's put on by the SBA. I think it's nationwide.
That's a cool program.
These days it's probably online.
Yeah.
So I went through the SCORE program, wrote up a business plan, and then I borrowed some money and bought the company from my dad.
That's amazing. So you actually bought it with a loan, like all out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So he de-risked and
Yeah.
you took on the family business. Did he buy it from his dad?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't to what extent in terms of like I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure.
And was the original company Catalina Pools?
Yep, same logo.
That's awesome. So that's your grandfather's logo?
Yeah.
Dude, that is cool.
Yeah, and it's Catalina Pools because my grandfather proposed to my grandmother on Catalina Island.
Oh, I was wondering if there's any connection to.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
And so, but that is literally we changed the colors a little bit, different shade of blue, but that's the original logo.
That's cool, man. That's a cool story. You're rare because most businesses don't. I mean, it's hard to transition a business 2 generations.
Yeah.
The statistics are not good.
No.
Yeah.
It's against.
It's against all odds.
Right.
I actually only know one other family in Mesa that's transitioned to an insurance company through 3 generations successfully. This business is 2nd generation, so we just bought it from my dad, so I know some of those pain points. So I'm curious though, your dad didn't. Do you have brothers and sisters?
I do.
Okay. Did they work in the business, or did they work for your dad's business?
Pretty much everybody.
Wow.
My sister. So there's 5 boys, 1 girl. Everybody did.
So you went from like high school to buying the business? Was that kind of
high school? I was a freshman in college.
Okay.
When I bought it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's young to be buying a company like that.
Yeah. Well, at the time.
What'd you buy it for?
55.
Okay.
$1,000.
Wow. That's a big loan for like
That's
a
the most money
19-year-old.
I'd ever had in my life.
Yeah.
At that age.
Yeah.
And at the time, that was the biggest check I'd ever written.
Holy cow.
Um,
Do you remember how you felt in 2001 when you did that? Were you terrified? Were you okay? Were you like,
yeah, I was excited.
okay.
Cause I had the drive. I still have the drive. It's a different kind of drive
you
now.
can see it. Yeah.
But at that point we had a retail store, we had, all the employees. We just essentially the entity itself that he owned was Catalina Pools Inc. He closed that entity and I opened Catalina Pools, just Catalina Pools.
LLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I bought the assets. The employees all stayed with me.
Nice.
And so we made a clean line in terms of, his liabilities were his liabilities and I created my own stuff.
Nice. And you were able to, like, relationship wise, everything was cool with,
as far as customers or?
no, I mean like with your dad and your mom. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
transition
yeah.
was smooth.
Yeah.
family was-
They told me don't do it.
Okay.
They're like,
Don't buy the business.
Yeah. My mom also was self-employed. She had her own company and he had his.
Holy cow, your whole family's entrepreneurial. What was your mom's business?
Property, land development and property management.
Wow.
So
Why did they tell you not to buy the family business?
knowing that how
How tough it is?
tough it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like I think in some ways, they wanted me to, go to school and, climb the corporate ladder, which I did. There was a pause in my career in the pool business. But I think they didn't want me to fail and then also turn around and say, this is your fault.
Right.
You got
put me in this situation. Yeah.
And so they wanted to be like, hey,
They didn't want the liability of.
the emotional liability.
I feel like as a parent, and my kids are still really little, but I feel like helping a lot of families transition their kids through growing up to college. There's almost like this, like you want to, there's like a responsibility. You want to get them up and running and off your plate, but make sure they're good. And then they're not really your responsibility anymore. Right.
Right. Or set them up for success.
Set them up. Yeah. So financially they're good. You don't have to be stressing about it.
Yeah. And
I could see that.
I mean, and I would say the first 3 years I had actually created a partnership with a buddy of mine who worked for my dad, and we were in college together, and he didn't want to, he wanted to do it too.
Yeah.
So we created a partnership. And I think if I remember, it was like 70-30, something like that, where I was still the managing owner.
And did you arrive at that based on like effort, capital? How did you discern? Okay. Cool.
Capital. Like I 100% was on the hook for the capital.
Yeah.
It was my family. I wrote the business plan. I did everything.
Yeah.
But I knew that I needed somebody out in the field. And he was already out in the field.
Nice.
And so I'm like, this is great.
Nice.
We were roommates. And
cool.
so like, this would be a win-win.
And did that relationship and partnership last, or how did that develop?
No, we learned real fast about the stress of owning a company and running a company.
Especially living together too. Like
yeah,
that would be
and then
intense.
I became, because the money was under my control, payroll, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That became a tension point.
Friction.
Right.
Yeah. I probably would never enter another partnership as long as I live. I don't know. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, what's that expression? Like, it's like the only partnership is a sinking. There's some kind of cutesy expression about partnerships, but basically like they all end up failing. Because what I've always found in partnerships, and why I'll never do one again, is somebody's putting in more work than the other person. Somebody's putting in more money than the other person. There's friction, there's miscommunication, there's resentment. And all of a sudden you just want to get out of it. Like I've never had one work.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the one and only that I've had. And knowing that I can do it on my own.
Yeah.
Now, I have an unwritten partnership, my wife.
Right.
That she,
It's the ultimate partner.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's and we're, that's for life. But she runs the back, the back of the house.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, we work together,
So talking about that, like how long have you been married?
8 years.
Nice. And what do you guys do to make sure that you're able to distinguish like work couple versus home, like how do you have like healthy boundaries around that so that you're still prioritizing your marriage, right? And like the time and things you need to put into that versus the business. Like, what do you guys do that helps you be successful there?
I'd say one of the big things, and in the beginning, it wasn't always this way. And my wife might say today that I still talk business too much, like all the time. But my grandparents had a rule because on my mom's side of the business, that's another family business. The dinner table, we don't talk about business. It's not allowed.
Nice. Your grandparents started that?
Yeah, my
Okay.
grandmother. Yeah, because my
Nice.
my uncle, my mom, and my grandfather all owned the land development business, and my grandmother didn't want to have everyone sit down at the table and they're talking.
It's
shop.
a business meeting.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And so that was kind of an unwritten rule. I've kind of always kind of used that, but I think my wife and I now, when we have a home office, and we built out this nice office. When we're in the office, generally that's work.
Yeah.
Outside the office, in the home, we don't talk about work too much.
Nice.
I'm always attached to the phone just because
Sure.
when you're self-employed, if you don't answer the phone, that call could go to your competitor.
Right.
So, I'm always answering the phone and stuff, but we just try to keep it in the office. And then, generally, I guess there's other things that now it's to the point where our just minds don't, and I know that she'd rather talk about other things.
Yeah.
It's not her passion.
Okay.
She does it because, obviously we love each other and she wants to support the family, our business that, is our livelihood.
Yeah.
But it's not her,
Yeah.
she didn't die to be into the pool business.
Yeah.
And so
Do you guys have kids?
we don't.
Okay.
No, but we are raising 2 nieces and a nephew.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they're older now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm putting a 19-year-old through college, a 22-year-old through college.
Wow.
And then we put a third one. He's already done with school.
Yeah.
So we're putting 3 kids through college.
Holy cow.
And-
Talk to me about that stress of putting kids through college and owning a company. Like, is there, how do you handle that from abundant mindset?
The way I think of it is, if I don't keep this business going and we don't make money, these kids' education is on the line. And, I made a commitment to them, I'll put you through college.
Yeah.
You get the grades and I'll send you wherever you get in.
How do you distinguish yourself amongst all the other pool companies? Arizona's got a lot of pool-based business, a lot of service-based businesses, pool companies. Like, what is Catalina Pools all about? How do you guys distinguish yourselves from other pool companies? Like, where do you guys really see yourself providing value for the community in a unique way?
I think one of the biggest things is, one, people love the 3rd-generation story.
For sure.
But that doesn't mean that,
that's not enough.
Right. That's
Yeah.
not enough.
Yeah.
But it's a great, people like to hear that. I think the big thing is we're boutique and we're small enough where I don't just sell. I'm also out there working with my guys. My project manager's been with me a long time.
Nice.
We all live in the same community. We also, we don't haven't structured it like a lot of other companies. You've got your sales guy, he sells the job, then the project manager comes in, manages it, where it's a staged process where you may never see the guy who sold you the job, say on a new pool.
Yeah.
You won't see him again. And then what you get sold and what you end up getting might be 2 different things.
For sure. That happens all the time.
Right.
You can't find the guy and you're like, no, he told me this. And then you're stuck with
Right.
the agreement or whatever.
And so we're, I'm jack of all trades.
Yeah.
So we're pretty boutique. We're super hands-on.
Nice.
We're local. We're in the community. Our families and our kids all go to the same schools. You're going to see us at the same, restaurants,
Yeah.
what have you. Also, I think the big thing is, like, our communication is, maybe sometimes we over communicate.
Nice.
And we like to, like my project manager likes to use the word, we nerd out on the pool stuff. Like, we'll literally teach a customer anything, what we're doing, what we know. It's not just get in, get the job done, and on to the next. We're in it for the long haul. I've got customers 8 years ago call me up and we'll come back and re-explain something, whatever.
Cool.
You know, it's part of our community. It's in our fabric of who we are.
Yeah.
And we're also heavily branded. I'm big on branding for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. Why is that important to you?
Couple of things. One, it's great, you know, to be known.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows Coca-Cola, you know, all, you know, companies that have been around forever. Two, when we show up at a job, it's not a secret who's there. Where a lot of pool companies, it's just a random truck with some tools in the back.
Right.
You know, my guys are all required to wear our apparel. Our trucks are all wrapped. Everything's clean,
Nice.
new. It sets a level or I guess a bottom line that, you know, we're here, our standard, I should say, we're here. And I want people to feel comfortable when you're in their backyard. People's backyard is their personal space.
Yeah.
And we just don't send anybody in the backyard. The guys that, you know, we've got our in-house employees and then subcontractors that we work with. Those guys have all been with me, my subcontractors, for 5+ years. I know their families. I've been to their houses.
Nice. You're a very hands-on owner.
Yeah.
So because you're getting to see the customer experience, right, firsthand, you're able to coach your guys and culturally kind of guide and lead the way you want them representing Catalina Pools as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think
That's awesome.
now it's gotten to the point where my project manager, who's essentially like my number two, my right hand, he's seen it. He knows it. He has that same work ethic.
Yeah.
Where it's important that, you know, the product, not just the product in terms of the physical, tangible thing, but the product we're putting out, the entire package, represents who we are as people and our character. Yeah. And he, you know, exudes that. And then, you know, like my number three guy, he's picking up on that. Like when we work in someone's house, you know, how would you want it done in your house?
Yeah.
You know,
that's a great question, you know, the golden rule, really.
Yeah. When we look at something, we just did a project where I'm the first to admit we made a mistake and it wasn't right.
Yeah.
We ended up ripping everything out, redoing it.
Yeah.
To my loss.
Yeah.
But if that was my house, there's no way I would want that in my backyard. And we owned up to it. I told the customer 100%. And he said, I'm so glad. And I told him before he told me. Yeah. I said, this isn't to the standard.
Nice.
I said,
dude, look at that. I mean, that you can tell the integrity, the standards, the values are all there for you guys. And I always think like businesses are going to make mistakes, right? Like that's cool for you to come on and say, hey, we made a mistake. Like that's your story to come like, and then, you know, you're not talking about the probably thousands of happy customers that you have and people that you've done really well for, but like people are human. You're going to make a mistake. It's how you handle it, I think, that makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
Like, did you own it and take accountability and treat it like your own thing? Or did you kind of skirt under it and try to get away from it? And the guys that I have that come into our house or our business that do the trade works, right? Like, that's how I measure their integrity, right? It's like, they're all going to make mistakes, but did you kind of try to like push it off on me and get out of it? Or did you like own it? And the guys that own it, I build relationships with forever. I mean, those are guys I want to do business with.
Yeah. No, I mean, we have to. The last thing I want is a phone call, even if it's a small little thing, a phone call. Hey, this was done, wasn't done correctly, or someone just slapped it together to get out of the backyard and get paid.
Yeah.
That's the last thing. If I get a phone call like that, because one of my guys is doing something like that, your days are numbered.
Yeah.
Not at all.
What's the most difficult thing you found running this business? Like, what's one of the hardest challenges or seasons you've been through, and how did you get through that?
Oh, gosh. I think the biggest challenge is the pool industry is extremely unregulated. Mm. The barrier to entry is very low.
Wow.
All you need.
Do you need a license?
Yes.
Okay.
Is anybody checking that?
I've never asked for, I didn't even know you needed a license. We've had a pool guy for probably 15, 20 years.
So a pool guy, there's kind of two divisions in the industry. You've got your, what they call pool maintenance, which is the guy who comes every week and cleans the pool. Okay. Technically that, if he's just cleaning the pool, you do not need a license. Okay. You can work under what's called the handyman clause. So you can bill anything under $1,000, and Arizona revised statute, that's legal. Okay. The minute he has to do a repair that's over $1,000, $1,000 and a penny, you need an ROC license. Mm. So that means your light goes out, your pump goes out, your filter goes out, any of your equipment goes out, you need an ROC license. Now, the problem is Does the ROC check that? No. So there's, I don't know the statistics, but just being in the business, I would say it's probably 60-40. 60% of the guys cleaning pools out there are unlicensed and are installing pumps, heaters, filters, lights, all that stuff.
Oh, just like installing it without a license. Oh, wow. And no one's watching, basically. Wow.
No. And
yeah, how would you regulate that? I mean, that would be, I don't even know how.
I think part of the thing is, and this is something that some of the guys that my colleagues in the industry, those of us that are wanting to raise the standard. There's a guy that is a very good pool professional as well. He's really big on raising the standard. If the suppliers would only sell to licensed guys, it would eliminate it.
Oh.
It would at least curtail it significantly.
Right.
But you don't have, I can go to a wholesale supplier and odds are if I sit there in the morning, everyone buying their stuff, 90% are not going to have a license.
Wow. That's crazy.
But
man.
they'll sell
I had
to
no
them.
idea. Yeah.
All you need is a pickup truck.
So is it licensed and bonded? Is that the
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
And insured.
And insured.
Sure.
And that basically, walk me through that, because I've never had an issue where I've had to push it with somebody or go to a court over something like that. So I'm guessing that you wouldn't find out somebody's license until there was an issue, and then you have to like pursue that, or
Right. Typically, I mean, there are some prudent homeowners that will check the ROCs, the Registrar of Contractors.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the governing board in the state of Arizona that oversees
Yeah.
all the trades. Anybody who has to be licensed for a trade. You can go on their website and see if, Catalina Pools license. Well, we have 2 contractors licenses with the state of Arizona. And so if a guy's not, for example, and I mean, not to be harsh, but he puts a pool light in, you've got 110 volt electricity underwater, right? Easy way to kill somebody. If You don't know what you're doing,
Holy cow.
right?
I never thought about that. That's crazy.
Fast way to kill somebody.
Oh my gosh, your kid's jumping in there and the pool light's not right?
Yep. So
Holy cow.
forget the fact that somebody didn't
You're
get
hired,
hurt.
by the way.
Yeah.
We're switching today.
Yeah. So say somebody didn't get hurt, but
Yeah.
there's an issue, and the guy doesn't fix it or he can't fix it right. So ultimately, you go to the ROC, you file a complaint. Then they go through a process of getting it fixed. Well, if you go to the ROC and ABC pool company's not licensed, the ROC's then gonna go after the pool guy. Now, what happens at that point? I don't know. In the news recently, there's been a big story about an unnamed pool company that left, I think it's 39 customers with just holes in the ground and walked off with $500,000 to $600,000.
Oh, crap.
And so, if you're unlicensed, I think your only recourse is, I guess, court.
Right, like personal liability, you got to sue the pool
Yeah.
guy, and like,
And
that's such a crazy.
Now, I don't know, knowing the legal system, anybody can sue anybody for anything they want. Even if you get a judgment, your collectability on a guy who owns a pickup truck might have a truck payment on it, either lives at home or maybe rents an apartment with his buddy. What assets do you have to collect?
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So where are you at? I mean, I tell people all the time, a pool is like buying a really high-end SUV and then having a 12-year-old drive it.
Yeah, no, it's a good analogy. Man, you don't even think about that stuff often. I mean, unless you're in the business or you're smart and you're a prudent homeowner, like you said, that does think about that kind of stuff.
Right.
But obviously, I have not. So that's
gas on a pool heater,
yeah.
gas lines.
Oh, right. That's a huge deal.
Right.
Holy cow! And you guys install like hot tubs, pools, all like the gas lines and all that.
All
Wow.
that.
What's one thing you've learned running this business, like either from your family or just owning it yourself and trials and tribulations? Like, what's one thing you've learned about managing people and taking care of a company that would be helpful for other people to know?
I think the biggest thing is don't fake it till you make it. If you don't know, go educate yourself. This day and age, and the education could be at a lot of different levels.
Yeah.
There's enough, whether it's online, and I hate to use YouTube because with the internet, you really got to pick what's good information and what's just put out there for entertainment value. But educate yourself in any trade, whether it's go to a trade school and learn it, go work for somebody who's been in the business a long time that will teach you the right way, another licensed guy, get a mentor,
Yeah.
immerse
mentorship.
yourself in a group of guys that are in the business that have a reputation, that know what they're doing. If you don't know how to do it, learn. Because if you don't educate yourself, you can continue to fail and fail and fail and fail. I mean, you might get it right a couple times, but I mean, even though I've been doing this a long time, I'm constantly in training. I send my guys to training, whether it's with certain products that we're working with. And a lot of the training in the trades is free. These manufacturers put out training for free because they want you to install their product the right way.
That's cool.
Whether it's HVAC, electrical, plumbing.
Yeah.
And we utilize the local reps of these manufacturers. There's a local rep for, the paint company, the drywall, they're out there. We utilize those guys heavily. They will come and show you how to install their product the best way they want it done. One, to maintain the warranty. Two, they want guys installing their product the correct way.
Right.
You're then going to sell their product. So we've leveraged those resources heavily.
Okay, so wait, so tell me about this. So talking about mentorship, because you have a coaching, you're involved in the coaching space, right? To help other guys.
Unofficially.
Okay.
Unofficially, there's a lot of like Facebook groups or network groups within the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I just attended, last Saturday, a mini scale meeting with guys that are just starting out or at a different, we call them single polers in the business, guys who it's just them and their pickup truck and one pole. Mm-hmm. Guys that want to scale and build their business. And, I attended that to network and stuff, but unofficially, like I'll meet guys at our supply house or in these Facebook groups. Guys are like, hey, how do you do this? And I literally will volunteer and be like, hey, I'm happy to help you. I just got off a call an hour ago with a gal that's in the West Valley.
Nice.
She's got like 300 pool accounts, which is in the pool business is a good amount of pools.
Yeah. How many guys does it take to, like, what kind of crew do you need to run 300 pools?
You at least need probably four to five technicians.
Full-time techs?
Mm-hmm.
That's
you could
crazy.
do four, maybe.
Are
a
they
part-time
independent
guy.
contractors or employees?
It's funny you mentioned that. That just came up in this this scale meeting that I was at on Saturday. If the technician only works for you, by law, they're W-2.
Do you want technicians that only work for you, or do you want guys that kind of...
No, you want them only working for you. You train them the right way. They're wearing your gear, your stuff like that. If you could have a part-time guy that maybe worked for 3 other pool companies, he's then paying for his own truck, his own insurance, his own gas, his own tools. That's 1099. He's an independent contractor. But if you employ 5 guys and they're working on your pools 5 days a week and they're wearing your shirt and you're paying them 1099, the Fed's going to
big trouble.
Come after you. Yeah, that's a W-2 contractor.
Yeah.
You also need to then be carrying workers' comp, general liability.
Yeah.
All those things.
So what does somebody who's maybe a newer entrepreneur need to know? Like you just mentioned workers' comp, general liability, all the kind of like boring quote unquote business stuff that you got to have.
Right.
Where can you go to get educated on that stuff? Like where did you go to find out all this stuff? Did you just learn the hard way, going through it and kind of picking up pieces? Or is there like, was that the SBA program you did? Or?
Gosh, I don't even remember what they taught me back then. That was 45 years ago.
Yeah.
I think, part of it comes, I have a background in business, mainly finance. But also my family owning multiple businesses. I think that if you're a single poler or your guy starting out, just go to the state website. They're gonna have a list of what's mandated by law to be employed. It's gonna, and then going out and shopping, general liability insurance, if you're just one guy, is relatively inexpensive. Starts getting expensive when you get into workers' comp, and then commercial auto insurance. A lot of these guys also, they're running around. They might have 4 or 5 trucks, 300 pools, and they're running on a personal auto policy.
Wow.
But you've got hazardous materials in the back of that truck.
Oh my goodness. That's terrifying.
You get rear-ended on the road, you've then set yourself up for a big EPA problem.
Yeah.
And so I think the easiest way, the baseline is go to the state website. They're going to have, the bare minimum of what you need. What I like to say to keep you out of court.
Yeah. What's the craziest story you have running a pool business?
Oh,
Craziest thing that's ever happened to you and your company?
Craziest. I would say, January of this year, one of my guys, his blood sugar dropped to 20 something, and he was diabetic. I'm not a diabetic, so I don't know. I'm assuming that's really bad.
Yeah, sounds bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either, yeah.
He was on the 202 headed west.
Oh gosh, he was driving?
Yep. Brand new 2025 Nissan Frontier, wrapped, all the chemicals, everything. And he ping-ponged it down the highway, asleep at the wheel for 12 miles.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy. That happened this January?
Yeah, semi-trucks,
Oh my gosh.
locking it up, almost jackknifing. There's, chlorine things flying out and all this. A guy driving thought he was drunk and videoed it.
Oh my gosh.
And two guys in their truck used their trucks to get him off the highway.
Are you kidding me?
I'm serious. Get him off the
You
highway.
are amazing, man.
And then one of my...
How would two guys communicate to coordinate that effort?
I don't know.
That is insane.
So
12 miles you're asleep on the 202?
He was all the way... Our farthest west, at that time when I was servicing, our farthest west pool was Ahwatukee. He was all the way out by that casino that's almost Phoenix. I don't know the name.
I know what you're talking about.
Gila or
No,
Weequapaw?
Lone Butte or no, Wild Horse Pass.
No, he way past Wild Horse.
Oh, he was on the one out like Bequiva.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was, way past. We don't even work out there.
Oh, so he went way off course.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
Did he live?
he did. He's lucky.
Oh my. Was anybody killed?
No, I'm lucky.
Thank God.
I'm
Oh my
so
gosh, bro.
lucky that I could have been sued. I mean, you see, obviously, company truck causes 10-car pileup on the 202.
Oh, worst headline. I mean, that's like.
I'm out of business.
Right.
I'm
Holy
insured,
cow.
but I'm sure the civil lawsuits and whatever
Does
comes.
he still work for you?
He doesn't.
Okay.
Not because he got in an accident.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Right.
Because he wouldn't, his medical condition just prevented him from driving safely. And
Yeah. That's a tough.
I couldn't.
Right.
I couldn't. So, but yeah, I got very lucky. That same week, a friend of mine who owns another pool company had a guy here in Queen Creek flip one of his trucks into the drainage canal.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you start scaling and having multiple employees driving your company trucks.
So probably there's some single polar guys that hear that and go, or some solopreneurs that go, well, that's why I don't scale. I don't want to have the headache or liability. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Is it still worth scaling or is it?
I mean, I get it. There's bigger problems in business than, the risk of your guy getting in an accident. I mean, think of how many UPS trucks are out there or Amazon trucks.
Right.
I mean, if that's your limiting factor, then get content with where you're at in life because
Well said.
you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
There's, other things we've had, whether it be, it's not a major thing, but something kind of funny. We've drained the wrong pool and it's not even our customer. We drain a random guy's pool because the address was off by a number,
That's happened before?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And like the homeowner doesn't come out and stop you or notice anything?
This particular house, it was a second home for a snowbird.
Oh, okay.
So I don't even know if they ever found out, to be honest with you, because we ended up going and filling it back up. I'm
Oh
sure they
my
wondered why
gosh.
their water bill kind of
Just
went
like
up.
a little note on the front door, like, hey, guys,
Yeah.
rebalanced your pool.
Yeah. Funny things like that. I would say the other thing that hasn't really happened to me, but I know it happens in the industry is mismanagement of chemicals in terms of, mixing certain chemicals. You mix acid and chlorine together and that creates mustard gas. And,
The chemicals you're putting in your pool can create mustard gas.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
If your pool guy,
when we moved into our neighborhood in Cortina, I had one of my neighbor buddies come to me and he goes, oh, whatever you do, don't hire the pool guy because I'll teach you how to mix the chemicals. It takes 2 minutes. It's so easy. And I was like, bro, I don't, that's not me. I don't want to learn how to mix chemicals. I don't want the headache of mixing chemicals. I don't know the chemicals. I'd rather just have a trusted professional come in and make sure my pool's good. Like, to me, that's how I think about stuff. But
Yeah, I mean, any prudent pool person can tell you, yeah, can a homeowner do it? Absolutely. Can you take care of your own yard? Absolutely.
Sure.
It's the level of, what you're willing to sacrifice.
Right.
But
look at like everything you're going to conventions, you're involved in the industry, you know what's going on with the standards, you know about all these, like, I wouldn't know any of that kind of stuff. So to me, it's a no brainer to hire a professional to take care of it then.
And I think the big thing is the investment. I think it's different. If you buy a home with a pool, a lot of people can't conceptualize what that cost.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it came with the house.
Right.
Like your garage.
Right.
Whatever. Where if you're a homeowner and you built the pool or you had someone build it,
Yeah.
you have a dollar value on what that costs.
Yeah.
So your willingness to invest in that to maintain it is different. And I equate a pool to a high-end SUV. It's going to take a certain amount of maintenance, and I don't mean maintenance like someone skimming the leaves, but upkeep every single year. You better allocate $3,000 to $5,000 a year to that pool if you want to maintain it properly.
Wow.
It's same as your car. It's going to need brakes, going to need tires, going to need oil,
Right.
all those
Insurance,
things.
all the stuff.
And then you get pools that we see all the time where they haven't been maintained properly in 10 years. Somebody buys the house and then they call us to come out and tell them what it needs. And it was like, well, $15,000 to $20,000. And then they're like, what? And it's like, it's important. But out here in Arizona, pools aren't a luxury. They're a necessity.
Yeah.
Where throughout the other parts of the country, they're deemed a luxury item. So that they're not as prevalent. Here, pools don't discriminate on demographic or income or location. 6 out of 10 homes have a pool.
Oh wow!
It doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in.
Yeah. How big are you guys? Like, where are you guys?
So
at right now?
I just saw our business is structured in two divisions. We had our service and repair, which was the maintenance, the weekly maintenance, and then clean your filter, fix your pump, all that. And then we had the remodel and the bigger, larger repairs, and then building new pools. 4 months ago, it would be in August. 4 months ago, I exited my service and repair side and sold that to a bigger company than me that wants to grow their service side of their business.
Nice.
So I was able to get, I think we got 11 and a half times.
That's the multiple on pool business?
For good pools.
Wow.
For good pools.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, no, thanks.
That's huge. Yeah.
And so it allowed.
What made your decision? Why did you leave the service side and go for the building side?
The day-to-day, two things. One, having that guy get in that accident really made me
Eye-opener?
rethink. Yeah, that was an eye-opener. The second thing is actually two other things. The margins are thin on the maintenance side. If you think about somebody pays $150 a month for pool service, right?
Yeah.
Well, your payroll for that guy to clean that is going to be between $60 and $70 a month. Then add your chemicals on top of that.
Right. Truck,
Right.
supplies,
So
uniforms.
on a good month,
Yeah.
your net is going to be $20-$30
Holy cow.
on a good month.
Per pool.
Right.
Jeez. Yeah, that is thin.
Right.
But the multiple solid, because do people typically stay with their pool guy? Like, is it like you get them and then you're kind of like...
Well, that's the interesting part. I'm willing to guess. Do you have a contract with your pool guy?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Most don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't have a contract with any of my customers,
Wow.
and I sold them all off.
How many customers did you sell?
I had 140.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that was a nice little payday that we reinvested back into the company.
Awesome.
And so we've then switched gears, and we're in the transition right now of not rebranding, but refocusing the structure of our business to more the remodel, new construction of pools, and then what I call heavy repairs, where say the skimmer and the deck has to get ripped out and replaced. We're cutting the deck up, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Where your average pool guy is not going to get involved in that kind of work. So we're kind of shifting. I'm bringing in a new software CRM platform to allow us to better suit us for what we're doing now.
Nice.
But we've grown up. Not to digress, but when I brought the company out here from California, I didn't bring all these trucks and all these employees or anything, because I took a 20-year hiatus.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's how so you moved to Arizona on the hiatus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
well,
Why'd you leave and what'd you go do? And
I kind of go backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
I ran it for 4 years in San Diego. My buddy and I, my partner at the time, had a falling out. We were young. I was 19, 20 years old.
Right. I mean-
Both of us are full-time college.
oh my gosh.
Right?
Full-time college
Yeah.
and a business and you living together.
Going to school at night.
Wow.
He was lying to his parents, saying that he was going to school during the day when he wasn't. We were all working. We were going to school at night. That didn't, we decided, hey, it's not for us. I closed up shop, kept the brand. I kept all the trademark and all that stuff. Sold all the capital equipment, everything. I was in global finance for 20 years.
Wow.
Was all over the world, worked in Tokyo, Texas, all this
Cool.
stuff. And then I was transferred to Arizona to help launch a digital bank. And then launched a platform. Long story short, I said, I'm done. I've done my 20 years in the finance world. Came home, told my wife I quit. Like, what?
Oh, you just quit and then told her?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, we talked.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
No, we talked.
I was like, bold, bro.
No. I wouldn't do that. We talked, and then she's like, "What are we gonna?" I think I took 6 months off, and my personality, I think I was bored in a week.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are we gonna do?" I said, "Well, my family, I've been in the pool business, and Arizona is a great pool market." So when I started Catalina Pools here in Arizona, it was me, a pickup truck, and a pole. So I was a single poler starting out.
Nice. And you built it to 150 clients.
Yeah, and
That's
then
crazy.
just started doing remodels, and that was
Did you know remodels from before or did you learn that?
I did, but the game had changed so much.
Yeah. Oh, I bet after 20
So
years.
much.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. Well,
Things-
plus you don't have any connections, relationships. Like that's probably what it's all about.
I didn't have the subcontractors,
Yeah.
but things had changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so and then I started meeting guys. Actually, the first way I kind of met a lot of guys was social media,
Really?
Instagram. Some of my two closest friends in the industry I met on Instagram.
Nice.
And now, one of them came to my wedding. Friends, I
cool.
see these guys all the time. We compare notes.
That's awesome.
And a lot of them are actually, I call them neighbors. They're within a half mile of where I live.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of how it translated. So in 8 years, I went from me in a pickup truck to where I am
Man,
today.
That's awesome.
But it's constant ongoing work, and I'm still educating myself. I come home. I'm lucky that, my wife can do the books on the business. I mean, we've got our lawyers and our accountants and all that stuff.
Right.
But the day-to-day, making sure that, the P&L is updated, and she handles all that. Where new products come out or new ways of doing things come out, I'm in it. I'm learning it. And
Nice.
I still, like this conference last weekend, was it geared to someone at my level? Not necessarily, but I'm still going to those things.
Yeah.
And I'm still talking to the guys, boots on the ground. Hey, what's everyone doing? It's, I probably network and talk to more guys than your average person does.
Yeah.
There's probably a handful of us that are, invested in that aspect of the business.
You still got the fire.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I love what I do. That's the other thing I would tell people: if you don't love what you do, go find something else, because and that's why I gave up banking. I loved banking. I was good at it. I got to see the world, but when it got to the point where I didn't like waking up in the morning and going to work, that's when I said I'm done. I was actually at a friend of mine's bachelor party. His dad at the time was like 70 something, and it was a Sunday. And it was out at the river. We all had our boats out there and everything. And I was complaining. I'm like, man, I don't want to go back to work. And he was sitting on the porch having coffee. And he says to me, he says, you don't want to go back to work? I said, no. And he says, why? I said, I just don't like it. He said, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. He said, I'm retired. He said, I spent 50 years doing something I hated. He said, you're young enough. He said, if you don't like what you do, make a change now. He said, you don't want to spend your whole life doing something you don't like.
Wow.
And that's when
Wisdom.
that's when I came home and I told my wife, I said, I've done 22 years. I said, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
And now I love what I do.
Nice. And talk to me about her level of, was she entrepreneurial, did you say?
My wife?
Yeah.
No, we both came from, my wife's an engineer.
Okay.
We both came from the corporate ladder.
So how did she feel about starting a company? Like, was she comfortable? Did you talk to her about like the risks? Was she nervous? Like, how did she embrace launching the business?
She was nervous, as we both were. But my wife will do anything to make sure. My wife is the most supportive woman ever.
That's amazing.
She's like, if this is what we're gonna do, I support you. You know, what do I need to do? Like,
That's awesome.
You know, and yeah. So, and now she's just like, she doesn't have to work as much as she used to. We have systems in place and processes in place where, you know, she only has to do maybe a couple hours in the office. You know, with software now, things are much easier.
Yeah. How has AI impacted your business?
I'd say the most thing that we see in the industry is in terms of marketing.
Oh, okay.
AI is where we see the most of it.
Okay.
Actually, I'll say this also. Two of the major manufacturers that most of the guys are buying products from, their tech support went AI. And I know that we no longer will work with that company.
Frustrating experience.
It's terrible. My guys are like, there's no way I'm going to call a computer. When you're out in the field, it's 110 degrees.
Oh,
You're in a backyard.
It can't understand you.
No.
It's like, yeah.
So, but most of the stuff I see is marketing related.
Yeah.
Lead generation.
I'll tell you this, a common theme I hear from a lot of guys that sit there is when they're really fiery about their business and excited, like they have that ultimate support at home. That seems to be a common factor for the guys that are like successful, and gals, right? Like they have a spouse at home that cares and has their back.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I'm sure you could lead the charge alone, but it's much better when you've got the support at home.
Yeah.
And you know, my wife knows come summertime when I'm out there and it's extremely hot, like, for lack of a better phrase, when I come home, give me an hour to cool down, both figuratively and literally, before we jump into what's going on in life, because it's hard out there. And so, yeah, she's super supportive. We go to the international, there's a big trade show every year in Vegas. She comes with me, and
that's awesome.
You know, she knows all of our reps, and, my wife's also, well, we're both bilingual. My wife's from Mexico, but in the trades here in Arizona, well, I think probably throughout the nation, speaking Spanish is super important.
Oh, I bet.
And so in the beginning, my wife would come out and help me, speak to some of the guys and stuff. And now she doesn't really need to.
How did you learn Spanish?
I used to live in Mexico in my university years.
Oh, cool.
And then I forgot it, and then met her. And then when I met her, she was the only one in her family who spoke English.
Oh.
And so speaking...
You got to be kind of re-indoctrinated in the culture and the language. That's awesome.
Right. And then now, my niece lives with me. She's bilingual. My mother-in-law who lives with us, she's in English school here in Queen Creek.
Nice. So do you guys speak English or Spanish in the home?
English.
Okay.
But my mother-in-law and my wife will speak Spanish. But I get on them about it because I'm like, she's in English school. You probably,
help
you
her
gotta
learn.
practice.
Yeah.
So, but I don't poke too much because I get it. Like if I was living abroad, it's your native language. Right. It's much easier.
No, that's cool, man. So what are you telling these young guys that you're helping unofficially mentor? Like, what's your best piece of advice for somebody starting a pool company or starting a business in general?
The biggest thing, understand your costs. You, like I was talking to someone earlier, you could have 300 accounts, and I could make more on 90 than you make in 300 because I know my costs and you don't.
Wow.
People think quantity is more important. And this company I was talking to through conversation figured out they're working for free essentially on 30 of the 300 that they have. Wow.
And they didn't even realize.
Nope.
Holy cow.
And so understanding your costs, like people, a lot of guys don't know. You start out, they price a pool out by what they hear, how much they're going to charge, by what they hear in the pool supply store, or the customer's like, well, my last guy charged this.
Yeah.
And to get the account, they'll all charge the same. But your overhead or your cost of goods sold could be entirely different than what the other guy had.
Yeah.
Like, how do you price a pool out? Okay. How much is my time worth? What does it cost me in gas? What do I have a truck payment or not? What's my insurance cost?
Yeah.
You got to calculate all that up.
Right.
And if you don't know your cost of goods, actually, that's not even cost of goods. The cost of, but if you don't know your costs,
Right.
then you could be losing money or overcharging, or you're not right there.
Yeah.
But most guys couldn't tell you their chemical costs. These going around the clean pools, if you asked your pool guy, how much does my pool cost in chemicals a month? I'd be willing to bet the next year of your service, he couldn't tell you.
Wow. That's insane. What's like your industry's dirty little secret that you tell people to watch out for, like that people get taken on, or what's something you see that goes around that like is something you try to clear up, right? You've talked about like raising the standard for your industry, right? Is there anything out there that like people should know about like the pool business that they should be leery of or be mindful of?
Oh, I mean, I think the big thing is just the industry gets a bad rap. We call it splash and dash. I've heard it a million times. Customers like, oh, he was here for 5 minutes and gone.
Oh, yeah.
We call that a splash and dasher.
Yeah.
You throw some, oh, yeah, I guess the big thing is
Splash and dash.
Yeah. I mean,
No, we've had it. I've been at home and seen the pool guy come. I'm like, he like opened the gate, he walked around or something, and then he's gone. Like, yeah, it's like, what's really going on?
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing I think the just misconception is clear water isn't clean water. 90% more. I'd almost be willing to bet 100% of homeowners think, oh, my water's clear, it's great. Acid's clear too.
Holy cow, clear water is not clean water. So let's say you have a big party, right? This is something I noticed. Like we'll have a big party, we'll have like people over, like all the family, everybody swimming in the pool. And then it's like
cloudy.
It's like, yeah, cloudy and oily. And like, what do you do after you have a big party to make sure that you get your pool? Would you just call your pool company, or what would you do to like reset it?
You can, they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
So essentially you burned through all the chemicals in the water.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've chewed up all the chlorine.
Okay.
So, I mean, your pool guy probably wouldn't want you to do this, but you could add chlorine to the water.
Okay.
Most pool companies don't want you messing with the chemicals because it's going to throw off what they're doing.
Right. And maybe using a different chemical or something. And
right. So typically, you can have them come out and do it.
Yeah.
The easiest thing to do is turn your pump on, and I'd turn it on for 24, 48 hours constantly.
Yeah.
Let all that filter through. You're going to need to bring those chemical levels back up, whether your pool guy does it or you're comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
But you burned up all the chlorine.
Yeah.
All the products we use in the shower and everything, and sweat and all that, you chew up that, what we call free chlorine.
Yeah.
And so, and then spray sunscreens are terrible in pools. Everybody spray sunscreen now.
Right.
It looks like an oil slick.
It does. Yeah. After the pool party, it's like all the
spray
film
sunscreens are terrible. They jam up your pool filter. It's like a sheen on the water.
Yeah.
If you can use a cream sunscreen, you're better off.
Yeah.
But they're easy for kids. You just
right. Yeah,
I get that.
You're trying to do 10 kids and they're running them through. Yeah.
No. But I think the big thing is a lot of homeowners, or the water in Arizona is really hard, right? We all have water softeners probably on our houses. So the water in the pool is very hard. It has to be drained every 3 to 4 years. A lot of guys will tell you every 2 years.
Yeah.
And customers say, look, it's crystal clear.
Right. Why would I drain it?
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Like really acidic water just starts ruining pool equipment. It ruins the pebble surface.
Oof.
People who don't drain their pools, they're going to be resurfacing that pool a lot faster than the guy who's changing that
Proper
water
maintenance.
out. Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
New pebble job on a pool, you're 10,000 plus.
So if somebody wanted to work with you, are they working with you on the remodel side? Or are they working with you on the building side? Because you said you sold the service piece.
Yeah,
right?
I sold the service piece. So like whether it's any kind of equipment repair or new installation of pumps, heaters, filters, lights, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And then remodels. Hey, my pool's needs new tile, new pebble. I need to redo the decking in the backyard, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And then and now we're working with in these newer developments, you've seen the growth we're having here in the Southeast Valley.
Yeah.
So new construction, new pools.
Nice.
And so those are kind of the three channels that we're focused on.
Cool.
So
What's the future of Catalina Pools now? Like, where are you taking the company? What is it going to look like in 20 years?
Oh, well, 20 years, hopefully I'll be sitting on the beach in Mexico. But I know, like, for my guys, my project manager, Carl, he's my right hand. He's really stepped up and he's ready to kind of take the reins, and he runs most of the projects now. And even then
Nice.
I got Chris, who's really now doing a lot of repairs. And so those two guys, I envision them just pretty much running the show. I'll be involved in terms of just continuing the growth of the company. But I think ideally we want to be, premier remodel build company. And just also something that I enjoy, just being a resource for guys. And by no means do I know everything, or, I'm not the most successful pool guy there is, not even close. But just being a sounding board, or at least a resource for other people in the industry. If I can share what I did wrong so you don't do it, I'm happy to do that.
That's awesome.
Because believe me, there's plenty of that.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. That's awesome, dude. So last question. What did you learn from your father, watching him as an entrepreneur, your grandfather, your mom? Like, what's one lesson that you learned from your family's business struggles or business success that you still apply to this day?
Hire a lawyer. I would say, making sure that you're protected, but really professionalism. Like I said, if you don't know it, be honest and tell them, go learn it and then come back. But morality and ethics are super important. People want somebody they can trust.
Yeah.
They don't want to be lied to. And again, if you don't know it, don't pretend, don't lie. Just be honest. And honesty goes so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell people, you know what? I don't know that. Let me get back to you and I'll get you that answer.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I'm not the best person for this job, but if you call one of these three guys, they're better suited to help you.
Yeah.
But being a honest, reliable, ethical business person will take you a long way.
Yeah.
It really will.
So well said. I mean, that's so true. You could tell from the minute you walked in here, Michael, you're a man of a high caliber standards and ethics. You embody that from everything from what we talked about before the pod to now. And so it's no wonder you guys are doing so well. I would totally do business with Catalina Pools. So thank you so much for coming on and being a part of this and for what you're doing for the industry. It sounds like you're making an impact, and that's what we're all about. So
I really appreciate the opportunity, and thank you very much for having this. Exciting to be a part of this.
Cool. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.